This is Joy Roland, and you are listening to the Joyful Money Podcast. This is episode number 68, Confidence to Go Big in Business. Welcome to Joyful Money, the podcast where we focus on making money the joyful way. We are done with the stress and anxiety that typically come with making money. Will feature extraordinary and inspiring business owners who are making a huge impact by sharing their gifts and talents with the world. Pour yourself a cup of coffee or tea and let's go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 68 of the Joyful Money Podcast. I am so excited to be recording this episode today. It's summer. I think we're in full swing in summer because the sun is out almost every day. And we're having to use sunscreen and we go to the beach and we go for walks in the parks. It's just been very exciting to see the change in weather. And it's just been so much fun spending time with my family. I hope you are doing very well too. If it's the summer where you are, I hope you are taking full advantage of the weather. Do you have vacation plans? I'm thinking of doing a drive to Montreal. I heard that there is this very, very amazing place in Quebec. I've never been to Quebec, and so it's be so much fun to go with my family. I'm still contemplating because it's going to be quite a long drive. And because Ivy's five, she's never been on a very long trip. I'm kind of like thinking, is she ready? Are we ready to go? So that's where we're at with that. But regardless of whatever we do, I know it's gonna be a fantastic summer as long as I'm with my family. So today I want to talk to you about the confidence to go big in business. So, first of all, usually when clients come to me, the first thing I ask them is why? Why why are you interested in building a successful business? Now, the reason I ask this is because I'm not against anyone who wants to stick to a 9 to 5 job. Like, if that's you, fine. If you are satisfied with a 9 to 5 job, like that's fine. Tons of people have 9 to 5 jobs and they have very happy lives. Like there is nothing wrong with that at all. The people I'm speaking to are people who want more. Okay, people who have this nudge inside of them, inside their guts. They're like, oh, there has to be something else. There has to be something else. And you keep having that nudge inside of yourself. So those are the people I'm speaking to. People who want more, people who aren't satisfied with a 9 to 5 job. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you go tomorrow and you quit your job. No, there has to be a strategy in place before you quit your job. Okay? So, first, like I said, is to identify why you want to be successful in business. And knowing your why is very important because if you are just wanting to make more money, right? If you're just, oh, I want more money, I feel like you're going to run out of gas very quickly on your journey to building a successful business. There has to be a stronger reason. There has to be a more cogent reason that will drive you forward on days when you feel low. Because, yes, there will be those days in your business when you feel low. And so it's the reason for starting the business in the first place that will keep you going. So, for example, maybe you want to do something that's meaningful. Maybe you want to explore your purpose in life and you want to share your gifts and talents with the world. That's one reason you might want to do that. Another reason might be maybe you want to leave a legacy. You want to change the trajectory of your family. Maybe historically your family has always been in the low income bracket and maybe middle income. And you want to set your family up to be wealthy, to have more abundance. So that could be a reason why you choose to build a business. Now, it's very important that You are not trying to be successful to prove people wrong, including yourself. Okay? So if you're coming from a place of lack, if you're coming from a place of, oh, I want to build a successful business, so I will be more accepted in society. I'll be valued more in society. Maybe you have childhood trauma that you haven't addressed in the past, and you think building a successful business will fill that void for you. My friend, I'm here to tell you that's the wrong reason to look to build a successful business. So you have to do all of this mindset work first before you start your business, because you want to build a business from a place of love, satisfaction, compassion for yourself. Okay. You want to build a business from a place of contentment. You're content with your life and you're not trying to use your business to fill a void. This is very important because many people start businesses and they end up giving up. Why do you think that statistics show over 90% of businesses fail? Yes, there's a reason for that. And so, doing all of these mindset work as you build your business is very, very important. So, what's confidence? Well, confidence is knowing that you can. Okay. And I like to talk about confidence from two perspectives. There's confidence based off of your skills and experience. Okay. So maybe you've done something in the past, so you know how to do it. So you're confident in your skills. Okay. You have those skills. That's completely different from self confidence. Okay. Self confidence is confidence that you can figure it out. And usually, self confidence comes into play when you are attempting to do something you've never done before. Okay. For example, I have never built $1 million per year business before. Okay. And now on my way, I have the goal to earn $1 million in a 12-month period, right? On my way, I have to rely on self confidence. And self confidence means I know I will figure it out. It's not pride, no, it's self confidence. Okay? And I love this phrase by Maria Folio. She says, everything is figure outable. Yes, everything is figure outable. So if you are confident that, if you are very confident that you can figure it out as you go, and in my previous episodes, I think a couple of months ago, I explained that you shouldn't rely on knowing the how when you set your goal. So, when you set your business goal, many people rely on the thought, okay, how am I going to get there? Here's the thing, we never know how we're going to get there until we get to the destination. So stop trying to wait until you have everything figured out before you take the first step. Okay? We only know how to do this when we get there. I cannot tell you right now how to build $1 million per year business. I'm not there yet. I'm not interested in knowing exactly how I'm going to get there. I am going to try, and I always say, you think of this as being a mad scientist, okay? So, a mad scientist, or any scientist for that matter, will make a hypothesis and then take action based on that hypothesis, right? So, hypothesis is a fancy word for a guess. So, you make your best guess on how you think you can achieve your goal. Then you take action. When you take the action, you give that action a number of a length of time, and then you come back and you review your results, and then you say, oh, when I took this action, did I get my desired results? If yes, then I keep doing what I did. If no, then I come up with a new hypothesis. So that's how successful businesses are built. You don't wait until you know every single bit, every single piece of the puzzle before you take the first step. Okay, so that's one of the ways you build your self confidence, knowing that you will figure it out. And many times when we try to like make our business successful, our limiting beliefs will come up. And those limiting beliefs will keep you stuck. Those limiting beliefs come from the part of your brain that is trying to keep you safe. And that part of your brain is called the primitive brain. The primitive brain is the part of our brain that kept us safe when we lived in caves. Once upon a time, we used to roam on the earth in savannas in Africa. My understanding based off of history is that we were all on the playing fields in the savannah in Africa trying to survive. Okay, we were living in caves and communities of about 15 to 20 people at a time. Now, when we lived in those caves, we had to stay safe from wild animals, tigers, lions. And so our primitive brain would always keep us safe. Now that we don't have the threat of wild animals attacking us, our primitive brain still keeps us safe from taking action it feels is a threat to our survival. Actions like showing up on social media, making offers, okay? Your brain will try to keep you safe because your brain doesn't want you to feel rejected. So, understanding that you have a primitive part of your brain and that you also have the executive part of your brain, which is the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the part of our brain that has evolved. That is what differentiates us from all of the other animals on earth. Is the part of our brain we use for planning, is the part of our brain we use to think ahead of time and plan ahead of time, is the part of our brain where we use to make the decisions ahead of time. So, your goal, if you want to be successful in business, is to use your executive brain to override your prefrontal cortex, to override your primitive brain when it comes to confidence building confidence in your business and knowing that, yes, I can. And one of the things I do personally to make my brain know that these things are possible is surrounding myself with people who have done exactly what I'm trying to do. I know I talk about her all of the time on this podcast. She's my mentor. Her name is Brooke Castillo. And just being around her and seeing the incredible things she's done as a life coach. Last year, she made over $65 million as a life coach. And she talks about this all of the time. Her goal is to make $100 million in 12 calendar months. So in 1 year. So that's her goal. And surrounding myself with people like that makes me know that it is possible for me to create wealth and abundance in my business. Because guess what? Guess what? Surprise, surprise. She's done it herself. Okay, so surround yourself with people who have done exactly what you're trying to do. That will help you build confidence in yourself. And you need to invest in a mentor. Like there is no two ways to say this. I know many people might try to be thrifty and say, "Oh, I can figure this out on myself." But investing in a mentor can actually speed up your rate of success. Now, sometime it must have been January this year, I was on a coaching call with my mentor, Brooke Castillo, and she was coaching me. I actually did a screenshot of the coach because that's how much I love her. I did a screenshot of the Zoom call. And so she was coaching me in the coaching session. It was a group coaching session. I had told her about all of the things. Like so in her head, I was just spilling out my limiting beliefs. Okay, so she was asking us, okay, what are the obstacles to you building a successful business? So I had told her all of the things I had tried. I told her about my Facebook campaign, my Facebook ad campaign, how I was spending money and not getting results. And during the coaching session, she pulled the fact out from me that the previous year I had made $380,000 in my IT consulting business. Okay, so I was an IT consultant. So as I spilled out all of my limiting beliefs, she goes, whoa, 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 hold on a minute. Did you just say you made $380,000 last year. I say, yes, ma'am. Yes, I did. And she goes, you are badass. And she goes, do you know how many people in the world that don't even earn up to $100,000 per year? And she goes, you have to embody the fact that you created that result. Own that. Be confident that you are the person, a woman, who in a one woman business as an IT consultant created $380,000. Now, until she said that, I never really saw it from that perspective, right? I never really paused to celebrate what I had achieved. So it took a mentor to tell me to pause and celebrate and see myself as that confident woman. So, this is an example of how investing in a mentor, in a coach, is hugely valuable. Because what Brooke Castillo did for me in that coaching session was to relate to my higher self. Because many times we operate in our limiting beliefs. We only see our limiting beliefs when you look in the mirror. For example, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see? Many people by default just see their flaws. Okay? You just say, oh, look at my big tummy, or look at my big thighs, or look at my big arms. Okay? By default, as humans, we just see our flaws. When Brooke Castillo coached me as my mentor, as my coach on that call, she was relating to me at my higher self. She was seeing what I am capable of. That's the value of a coach. A coach can see your potential, and a coach will keep addressing you at your higher self, seeing you at that higher self. And so that's a very good way to build confidence in yourself. So, in summary, you have to know that it's possible for you to. Yes, you can achieve success. Yes, you can change the trajectory of your family. Yes, you can leave a legacy, and it's possible for you. If you had told me a couple of years ago that I will be working with developers to build my own software program to launch to the world, I would have said, oh, you're crazy, right? But that is happening now. So you have to see yourself for what's possible for you. And I promise you, once you do that, once you do that, my friend, the world becomes your oyster. You will get to create an amazing, successful business beyond your wildest dream and vision for yourself. So take this step today to build confidence. Confidence building comes with practice and time. It's a muscle you have to exercise, almost like going to the gym, okay? And brushing your teeth, for example. You don't just brush your teeth one day and you don't brush it ever again. You brush your teeth every single morning. That's how confidence building works. You have to consciously and consistently and intentionally build your confidence. I have confidence in you, my friend. All you have to do is to see yourself for what you truly are, the amazing, badass woman who's here to change the world with her skills, experience, and talent. That's all I have for you today, my friend. I hope to see you back here on the next episode. Hey, very quickly before you go, if this podcast inspired or encouraged you in any way, please leave us a review on Apple Podcast and share this with a friend. It means a lot to us, and we appreciate your kindness and generosity in doing this. We'll see you back here on the next episode. Bye bye.